Hey guys, Dr. Cam here with Ground Overhead PT, coming back at you with your daily body armor. We're going to talk a bit about gorilla rows today and how they can be utilized to help with low back pain. So, gorilla rows are a great exercise to really get activated the core and posterior chain and really work that area without it being so strenuous on that same area. So, I'll tend to use these a bit early on or say maybe even just before that mid stage, so to speak, of that their rehab journey with low back pain. But it's a very tolerable exercise, very scalable as well. The one thing again I like about this is it does place a lot more emphasis on the posterior chain, but it's also a rowing exercise. So something that we can utilize for folks that may be having some discomfort in the lat area or maybe even the shoulders with pressing exercise. But generally speaking, I'm using the gorilla rows to help really get the posterior chain involved here and start to work that area. So all you need here, a couple kettlebells. You can use dumbbells as well. They just tend to get a little bit, you may have to use a different stance, a little bit wider of a stance. Sometimes they can kind of get in the way when rowing those up. So I generally will use kettlebells. So the way we're going to do that today is going to bring this here. We get the kettlebells inside of our stance with this exercise. So we're taking a bit of a wider stance. Okay, we're still hinging back, all right, at the hips here. I'm going to keep that back nice and flat, focused on an area maybe a foot out in front of us. From here, squeezing and we're bracing the core, and then we're rowing that kettlebell up and down, really trying to avoid any like twisting motion at the back here. Want to keep that core engaged, keep those glutes engaged, and again, rowing that elbow straight up. Okay, from the side, again, I want you to see, get that wide stance, hinging back here, keeping that back nice and flat, rowing up with the kettlebell. Okay, so as this gets easier for you, start to add a little bit more weight, grab some heavier kettlebells, drop the sets and the reps if you need to there as well. You really should feel this glutes, a little bit of low back. Don't forget that bracing, okay? That's the gorilla row. Great for folks that are maybe in that more acute or kind of high level low back pain to start that process of building some of that strength and capacity back up. If you guys have questions about this exercise, reach out to us. Don't forget to subscribe and like the page, and I'll see you next time for your daily body armor.